Birsa Munda pronunciation was an Indian tribal freedom fighter and a folk hero, who belonged to the Munda tribe. He spearheaded the Millenarian movement that rose in the tribal belt of modern-day Bihar and Jharkhand, in the late 19th century, during the British Raj, thereby making him an important figure in the history of the Indian independence movement. His portrait hangs in the Central Hall of the Indian Parliament, the only tribal leader to have been so honoured. His achievements are even more remarkable for having been accomplished before the age of 25. Early childhood. Birsa Munda was born on November 15, 1875 at Attribution, Ranchi district on a Thursday and hence was named after the day of his birth according to the then prevalent Munda custom. The folk songs reflect popular confusion and refer to both Attribution and Chalkad as his birthplace. Attribution was the birthplace of Shugana Munda, father of Birsa. The claim of Attribution rests on Birsa unregistered trademark elder brother Comte Munda living in the village and on his house which still exists albeit in a dilapidated condition. Birsa unregistered trademark father, mother Kami Harchu, and younger brother, Pasna Munda, left Attribution and proceeded to Kurumda near Burbanki in search of employment as labourers or crop sharers or rights. At Kurumda Birsa unregistered trademark elder brother, Comte, and his sister, Daskar, were born. From there the family moved to Bamba where Birsa unregistered trademark elder sister Champa was born followed by himself. After childhood, Birsa unregistered trademark early years were spent with his parents at Chalkad. His early life could not have been very different from that of an average Munda child. Folklore refers to his rolling and playing in sand and dust with his friends, and his growing up strong and handsome in looks. He grazed sheep in the forest of Buonda. When he grew up, he shared an interest in playing the flute, in which he became expert. He went round with the tila, the one-stringed instrument made from the pumpkin, in the hand and the flute strung to his waist. Exciting moments of his childhood were spent on the Akhara. One of his ideal contemporaries and who went out with him, however, heard him speak of strange things. Driven by poverty Birsa was taken to Ayabatu, his maternal unclear unregistered trademark village. Comte Munda, his eldest brother, who was 10 years of age, went to Kundi Bartolai, entered the service of a Munda, married and lived there for 8 years, and then joined his father and younger brother at Chalkad. At Ayabatu Birsa lived for 2 years. He went to school at Sulga, run by one Jayapal Nag. He accompanied his mother unregistered trademark younger sister, Joni, who was fond of him, when she was married, to Katanga, her new home. He came in contact with a Prakarak who visited a few families in the village which had been converted to Christianity and attacked the old Mundan order. As he was sharp in studies, Jayapal Nag recommended him to join German mission school but, converting to Christianity was compulsory to join the school and Birsa was thus converted as a Christian and renamed as Birsa David, which later became as Birsa Daud. After studying for few years, he left German mission school and came under the influence of Vaishna devotee, Anand Pandey and learnt much about Hindu religious teachings. He read about Ramayana, Mahabharata and other Hindu books. The formative period, Birsa unregistered trademark long stay at Sribasa from 1886 to 1890 constituted a formative period of his life. The influence of Christianity shaped his own religion. This period was marked by the German and Roman Catholic Christian agitation. Sribasa was not far from the centre of the Sardar's unregistered trademark activities influenced Shugana Munda in withdrawing his son from the school. The Sardar's agitation in which Birsa was thus caught up put the stamp of its anti-missionary and anti-government character on his mind. Soon after leaving Sribasa in 1890 Birsa and his family gave up their membership of the German mission in line with the Sardara unregistered trademark movement against it. He left Korbara in the wake of the mounting Sardar agitation. He participated in the agitation stemming from popular disaffection at the restrictions imposed upon the traditional rights of the Mundas in the protected forest, under the leadership of Gideon of Piring in the Purhat area. During 1893-4 all wastelands in villages, the ownership of which was vested in the government, were constituted into protected forests under the Indian Forest Act 7 of 1882. In Singhbhum as in Palamay and Manbhum the forest settlement operations were launched and measures were taken to determine the rights of the forest-dwelling communities. Villages and forests were marked off in blocks of convenient size consisting not only of village sites but also cultivable and waste land sufficient of the needs of villages. In 1894, Birsa had grown up into a strong young man, shrewd and intelligent, and undertook the work of repairing the Dombari tank at Gorbra damaged by rains. While on a sojourn in the neighborhood of village Sankara in Singhbhum, he found suitable companion, presented her parents with jewels and explained to her his idea of marriage. Later, on his return from jail he did not find her faithful to him and left her. Another woman who served him at Chalkad was the sister of Matthias Munda. On his release from prison, the daughter of Mathura Munda of Kernsah who was kept by Kali Munda, and the wife of Jaga Munda of Jairi insisted on becoming wives of Birsa. He rebuked them and referred the wife of Jaga Munda to her husband. Another rather well-known woman who stayed with Birsa was Sali of Buradid. Birsa stressed monogamy at a later stage in his life. Birsa rose from the lowest ranks of the peasants, the Rights, who unlike their namesakes elsewhere enjoyed far fewer rights in the Mundari Kuntkati system. While all privileges were monopolized by the members of the founding lineage, the Rights were no better than crop sharers. Birsa unregistered trademark's own experience as a young boy, driven from place to place in search of employment, given him an insight into the agrarian question and forest matters. He was no passive spectator but an active participant in the movement going on in the neighborhood. The making of a prophet, Birsa unregistered trademark's claim to be a messenger of God and the founder of a new religion sounded preposterous to the mission. There were also within his sect converts from Christianity, mostly Sardars. His simple system of offering was directed against the church which levied a tax. And the concept of one God appealed to his people who found his religion and economical relic healer, a miracle worker, and a preacher spread, out of all proportion to the facts. The Mundas, Aralnones, and Karayas flocked to Chalkad to see the new prophet and to be cured of their ills. Both the Arain and Munda population up to Barwari and Shachari and Palamay became convinced Birsa it is. Contemporary and later folk songs commemorate the tremendous impact of Birsa on his people, their joy and expectations at his advent. The name of Dati Abba was on everybody unregistered trademark's lips. Folk songs in Sudani showed that the first impact cut across the lines of caste. Hindus and Muslims also flocked to the new son of religion. Birsa Munda started to propagate the principles of Hindu religion and advised converted tribal people to peruse their original religious system. Impressed by his teachings, he became a prophet figure to the tribal people and they sought his blessings. Birsa Munda advised the people to worship cow and protested cow slaughter. Birsa Munda and his movement. The British colonial system intensified the transformation of the tribal agrarian system into feudal state. As the tribals with their primitive technology could not generate a surplus, non-tribal peasantry were invited by the chiefs in Chotanagpur to settle on and cultivate the land. This led to the alienation of the lands held by the tribals. The new class of Thikadars were of a more rapacious kind and eager to make most of their possessions. In 1856 Jagardars stood at about 600, and they held from a village to 150 villages. By 1874, the authority of the old Munda or Arain chiefs had been almost entirely effaced by that of the farmers, introduced by the superior landlord. In some villages the Aborigines had completely lost their proprietary rights, and had been reduced to the position of farm laborers. To the twin challenges of agrarian breakdown and culture change, Birsa along with the Munda responded through a series of revolts and uprisings under his leadership. The movement sought to assert rights of the Mundas as the real proprietors of the soil, and the expulsion of middlemen and the British. He was treacherously caught on February 3, 1900 and died in mysterious conditions on June 9, 1900 in Ranchi jail. He didn't show any symptoms of cholera though British government declared that he died because of cholera. Though he lived for a very short span of 25 years, he aroused the mindset of the tribals and mobilized them in a small town of Chotanagpur and was a terror to the British rulers. After his death the movement faded out. However, the movement was significant in at least two ways. First, it forced the colonial government to introduce laws so that the land of the tribals could not be easily taken away by the Daikas. Second, it showed once again that the tribal people had the capacity to protest against injustice and express their anger against colonial rule. They did this in their own way, inventing their own rituals and symbols of struggle. His call against British Raj was Abu Raj Ste Yana, Maharani Raj Tandu Yana, translated as "Let the kingdom of Queen be ended and our kingdom be established," which is remembered in tribal areas of Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal and Bihar. Arrest and death. He was arrested on March 3, 1900 in Jamkapai Forest, Chakradapur, while he was sleeping along his tribal guerrilla army which was fighting against British forces. About 460 tribal people were arrested, of which 1 was given with capital punishment, 39 were awarded for transportation for life and 23 for 14 years jail. Birsa Munda died in Ranchi jail on June 9, 1900 through cholera. Birsa Munda in popular culture, his birth anniversary, which falls on November 15, is still celebrated by tribal people in as far as Mysore and Kodagu districts and Karnataka, and official function takes place at his Samadhi Sthal, at Koka Ranchi, the capital of Jharkhand. Today, there are a number of organizations, bodies and structures named after him, notably Birsa Munda Airport Ranchi, Birsa Institute of Technology Sindri, Birsa Munda Vanvasi Chhatravas, Kanpur, Sidhu Kanno Birsa University, Purulia, and Birsa Agricultural University. The war cry of Bihar Regiment is Birsa Munda Kiji. In 2008, Hindi film based on the life of Birsa, Gandhi Se Piha Gandhi was directed by Iqbal Durand based on his own novel by the same name. Another Hindi film, Yulgilan Ek Kranti, was made in 2004 by Ashok Saran, in which 500 Birsates or followers of Birsa acted. Ramon Magsaysay Award winner, writer-activist Mahasita Divya unregistered trademark S. Historical fiction, Aranya Radhikar, a novel for which he won the Satya Akademi Award for Bengali in 1979, is based on his life and the Munda rebellion against the British Raj in the late 19th century. She later wrote an abridged version, Birsa Munda, specifically for young readers. Commemoration. He is commemorated in the names of the following institutions: Birsa Institute of Technology Sindri, Birsa Agricultural University, and the Sidhu Kanno Birsa University. The Birsa Munda Athletics Stadium, Birsa Munda Airport, Birsa Institute of Technical Education, Birsa Munda Central Jail and the Birsa Save Adal also pay homage to his name. References: ABC the Argulana unregistered trademark OF Durati Abara unregistered trademark Birsa Munda Cyprian. 2009. Retrieved October 29, 2012. He was lodged in Ranchi jail, for trial along with his 482 followers, where he died on June 9, 1900. K.S. Singh, Birsa Munda and his movement 1872–1901, 1983, 2002, Seagull Publication, ABC Birsa Munda Commemorative Postage Stamp and Biography India Post, November 15, 1988. ABCDEF Neeraj. Birsa Munda. New Delhi 110002, Ocean Books P Limited 4/19 Asif Ali Road PPA 3 €10. ISBN A9788188322930. Tribal celebrate Birsa Munda birth anniversary. Times of India, November 18, 2001. Homage to Bharan Birsa Munda on his birth anniversary at Ranchi Raj Bhavan official website. November 15, 2008. Bihar Regiment Parat-Rakshak.com. Film Oe Gandhi Se Piha Gandhi Oas on Birsa Munda Bollywood-Buzz.com. Yulgilan Ek Kranti, biography for Mahasita Devi Ramon Magsaysay Award official website. The Dust Storm and the Hanging Mist, a study of Birsa Munda and his movement in Chhota Nagpur, 1874–1901, by Suresh Singh. Published by Firma K.L. Mukhopadhyay, 1966. Birsa Munda and his movement 1874–1901, a study of a millenarian movement in Chhota Nagpur, by Kumar Suresh Singh. Published by Oxford University Press, 1983. Birsa Munda, by A. H. Khan. Publications Division, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India. Capturing Birsa Munda, The Virtuality of a Colonial-Era Photograph. Daniel J. Rycroft, External links, Birsa Munda, the Great Hero of the Tribals at Government of Odisha website. References